Hey, have you guys ever heard of that show called The Biggest Loser? Well, you know what? I hated it. And it was pretty much for the simple reason of them voting out the guy or girl who worked the hardest along the way to lose the most weight. It made absolutely no sense to me. But as I grew older, I started to understand it better. The point of the show was not just to lose weight, but to lose weight and last to the very end. You had to work with the people, establish a bond or rapport so they would keep you longer. The problem is, when you have both competing situations of having to win and play nice guy, well, clearly something has to give, as the number of contestants dwindled from episode to episode and from race to race. This brings me to Katelyn Tuohy NCAA Championship. And I branded with that slogan because she had the most viewed ratio of any female athlete. Walked in, expected to double, but she failed to deliver at the race and she scratched in the 5,000 meters. I mean, clearly the competition was too much. She was boxed in from one corner at certain times. The ladies in this event were pushing and a bit aggressive. But all this is supposed to happen. Come on, it's the last event, so the ladies who were not doubling saw this as an opportunity, had no choice but to give it their all. What were they supposed to do? Pace themselves? On top of that, they were probably tired of hearing Tuohy's name all season. Tuohy this, Tuohy that, blah, 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 and said to themselves, I can do this better. I am a winner. This is what all athletes are supposed to think. This was a bittersweet revenge for any camp outside NC State. Florida, Parker, Velby, Turing, and the Harvards right now. But nothing really upset me the most was when Tuohy scratched. She did not finish the 5,000 meters for whatever XYZ reason. If she had not scratched, do you know what it would have done? It would have put her in a totally different bracket of athletes who have ever gone that far. The focus clearly was first place on both the 5 and 15. Everyone knew that going into this competition. In the NCAA East preliminaries, she ran an amazing time of 15:31 and finished with an outstanding time of 4:14. So don't just sit there and tell me that it was not to win. However, we need to look at the overall picture. To go through the 5,000, then 1,500, then another 1,500, then another 1,500, and then another 1,500 clearly puts us at the highest extreme of the college athletic spectrum, which is quite amazing. And I compared this event with the time Michael Jordan got absolutely destroyed and spat on by the Pistons back in the day before he was known as the greatest of all time. He said, you know what? Let me get up and hit the gym the next morning. Now, I'm not expecting Tuohy to run 10,000 miles, especially right now. That is not the point. Distance running is a more balancing technique. She needs to rest. She's not a dude. I have seen stories of ladies going extreme miles after situations like this and end up hurting their career. She needs to rest and chill and take some time at the moment. Female recovery time is completely different here. But this loss, I think, will instill the motivation where if she stays another year at NC State, she can double again because she now has the experience. I was talking to a subscriber, Robert, earlier. I told him that I did not see this race as a loss. It now becomes an athletic benchmark. Even if I'm a college coach and thinking whether my athlete, Anna or Uganda, needs to double, I'll take a good look at these metrics and say, hey, sweetie, I don't think we are both ready for this. Thinking to myself, this girl is not a Katelyn Tuohy at the moment. And sometimes folks just need to zoom out a bit. Katelyn's time in the 1500 of 4:09 would have put her first in the ACC championships, and her time of 15:31 would have also put her first in that ACC championships as well. I mean, overall, it's an A+ season when you zoom out and look at the whole entire season of what this lady has accomplished and what her coach has done. Because as a coach, just like in The Biggest Loser, you have to balance out trying to achieve individual achievements along with the team. It is not just looking after the needs of your star athlete, but everyone else on the team. Now, where do we go from here? Will Tuohy stay another season? Will she run at nationals as she has a qualifying time in the 5,000 meters that occurred at Track First? Or does she go half a semester and then focus on making the Olympic team? I'm not really sure at this point because the lady has too many options. Sometimes having too many options like this is a bit problematic. But whatever direction it is, you guys got to understand that Coach Haynes now has all these different data points to make a well-informed, calculated decision. This is what I think, guys. I think Tuohy running a nationals gets her another set of experience, so she should go for it in my opinion. And it's not really about going for time or breaking some stupid record or winning a medal. It should be for setting the foundation for the next time around. I'd just do it for experience. Go out, hang out with Britton Wilson because she would definitely beat at nationals. And if Tuohy stayed at NC State another year, I would spread these races out a bit. Have at least one race focus on breaking the 1,500 meters, and maybe take a month after indoor season to participate in the 800 meters to work on that 1,500 speed. Maybe run in some of these LSU invites with Michelle Rose, as she is more than likely to break 8th in most 800 meter record next season, and get used to the southern swamp while at LSU. And I think Tuohy is pretty capable of running a 2-minute time. And imagine her doubling in that event and running the 5,000 at the next NCAA Championships, as I think that would be a nice enough spread to hit top 3 as well. Now, those are really hopes and dreams, so I could be crazy wrong there. Next year, definitely, doubling should not be taken off the table. NC State now has that optionality. I do want to go over to another planet by visiting Faith Kipyegon, who basically created a separate category in track and field this weekend. You have the NCAA, after that you have nationals, and after that you have the world stage. Kipyegon's world record in the 5,000 meters, well, last 400 meters she was pacing 60 seconds. That's crazy. By the time Kipyegon reached the finish line, Whitney Morgan had a full lap left, and Monson about half to finish. I bring this up first to celebrate Kipyegon, and secondly to respect Morgan and Monson for participating and showing up in this race. Kenya is a very different planet of runners. They can run barefoot and still win. The amount of options as far as opportunity is not abundant as in the West. There is a hyper focused attitude where that is all you can do in some places by running day and night. What am I trying to say here? So no, I am not going to compare our runners with these athletes because it makes no sense and there are levels in track and field. Kipyegon would definitely get her entirely separate video as she deserves to. So at nationals, let us see who Tuohy is likely going against. Monson is running about a 14:30 this season, which is absolutely amazing, but she might run the 10,000. Morgan ran a 15:20 in this diamond meet alongside Kipyegon as well. She might try to run the 1,500 or 5,000 if she can hit the qualifying time. Notable mentions from last year include Elise, Carissa, and Emily. They are all hitting sub-15s this season, along with Winnie. I think in this nationals race, Tuohy just goes out for the experience. And this is a time where I will read a couple of comments from the last video. Brian, FBI, and most of the people who liked this video said the following: never underestimate the power of desire and hunger. I love Sydney and anything. However, I think there are others who may want it more. I agree, and I am seeing it right now. Misa says, you should really give Sydney a break. She's in a whole new event, and she just opened up her season with a 49.7. That's huge. Let's give her some time to get used to the event before we judge her. I'm sure she's going to run very low 49s, if not sub 49s, by the end of this season. Well, Misa, how much time should we give her? She has had almost her whole year. Nationals are a month away, and the Worlds is in 2 months, but I understand what you were saying, so thank you very much. Kelly says, firstly, if she wanted to double at the World Championships in August, she should have been in competition during the winter. That would have given her the time to perfect her race and get her times that would be competitive with the top 400-meter racers such as Bo and Paulino. Competing during the winter would have also helped her with her stamina. She died at about the 300-meter mark, not good. Can Sydney set a new 400-meter record? That depends on how determined she is. Will she double at the World Championships in August and be successful? Looking at her fitness level right now, that is going to be a difficult task. I agree, Kelly, but I don't think Sydney will double as those events are back-to-back. Wilson, however, is more in shape, but there is not enough recovery time. I'll have to take a look at the Olympic schedule as there might be a possibility. Don't get me wrong. I like Sydney, but right now I have to go with the person who is in better shape. Now, from what I understand, Wilson might go pro after the college season. If she does, hopefully her training program is more aggressive than our other rookie athletes right now, such as Melissa Jefferson or Abby Steiner, as they have not even reached your personal best in your individual events yet, and Nationals is just about a month away. And lastly, I'm going to go over to the Katelyn Tuohy poll because this comment really stood out, and that was by Charles Harmon. The doubling was an issue, but not the primary issue. I believe she was upset at all the fighting for position between the runners, especially the O'Sullivan event. She chose to make it a true race, and she sacrificed herself to some degree. Plus, it's been a long year of running. She should have been peaking in the 1500 meters, but has been off about 2 seconds from her personal best. There may be a health issue that I will not discuss. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, I understand. At this point, she needs to take a break and rejuvenate herself, drop the issue of going pro, and don't think about the Olympic year at this point. Focus on getting healthy. I definitely agree with that. Don't consider running in the U.S. World Team Trials unless fully rejuvenated. Drop next year indoor season and do altitude training during the indoor season. Then come back for the final outdoor season and kick ass to make Olympic team if totally healthy. Katelyn needs to develop her 1500 meter speed. Even doing some 1500 meters would do the trick. She will be a great USA runner, but never a great international runner if she doesn't improve her speed. This fall may be the last time she does cross country if she wants to improve her speed work. She has some decisions to make on her future. She can't do it all. 5K and 10K is an easy way without speed work. If she wants to challenge to be the best, then the speed work must be done if she is healthy. Now, some of you guys sound like coaches. So I think some of you guys are trolling. But I spoke to Charles and things that a coach would think of. Hi guys, before I go, shout out goes to Track and Ace. Make sure you guys check out his YouTube channel. He's always coming up with dope YouTube content right now. We're also slowly talking about the Europeans so that you guys will be focused and already know them towards the World Athletics Championships. Shout out to David Kloss, who continually sends us super chats. It helps us out a lot. And folks who have been active this week, at least in the comments from what I have noticed, we have Amber, Erica, Dolores, Tracy Young, Conscious, Arthur, Brendan, Bruce, Charles Harmon, Eric Hopkins, FBI, Hair Toss, Erwin Randall, Star Run, Jack Bell, Neo Follis, Las Vegas, Mark Sanchez, Mr. Thomas, Norwalk, Pat Williams, Philo Bilbian, Robert, Ronald, Stephen Kennedy, Trackman, and Warren Paulins. Liking this video helps, as well as sharing the video. It helps us out a lot. Have a great day. Bye. So if you liked this video, then check out the videos right above or visit our short clip playlist